Hey guys, Iceman Traveler here, and we're gonna play an old classic from the Super Nintendo lineup. This is Street Fighter II: The World Warrior, released in 1991. We're gonna keep most of these settings the same. We're gonna play on the default difficulty. Had some dude comment on my recent Mortal Kombat Gold playthrough. Commented, worst player ever. And yeah, like I was playing the first edition of MK Gold, like the gold label version, which has a bunch of glitches and some terrible input lag. So you know what, if I'm the worst player ever on that, you know, I'll take it. I need to get the red label. The red label is the re-release where they fixed a bunch of the glitches and the lag. But anyway, Pablo, sir, since you weren't all that big on my Mortal Kombat Gold playthrough, I guess we're gonna play some Street Fighter 2 and see how that goes. And that was Dhalsim, or Dhalsim, whichever. Not one of my favorite characters. Now Chun-Li. Chun-Li's classic. You know, you gotta give it up for Chun-Li. Round one, fight. She came out a year before Sonya, so she's got, you know, some bragging rights as far as being, you know, an early influential female character for video games. She is right up there.
Round two, fight.
I mentioned Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat has had a huge influence on the Street Fighter 2 scene, I guess. Because there was this first release, and then, you know, shortly after Mortal Kombat came out to the arcades, and I guess Capcom realized, you know, hey, if we want people to keep playing this, we're going to have to update it, keep it current. So, you know, MK2 came out, Katana, Melina. So, you know, those two characters inspired Cammy. Street Fighter has a lot to thank the Mortal Kombat series for. I know a lot of people might not, you know, agree with that, but that's the reality of it. Mortal Kombat owes its existence to Street Fighter and fighting games in general. We know that a game, John Tobias, he had this game in his mind since the, you know, mid to late 80s. So Mortal Kombat would have come out regardless, but it would have probably been very different from the finished version if Street Fighter 2, you know, never existed. And I think that goes for pretty much any fighting game released after 1992. And this is Zangief, or Zangief, whatever. He is bad guy, but not bad guy. I kind of like his character. Of course, didn't like him back in the day when he was a pain to go through, but he's grown on me a little bit. He's a funny character. What was it? The Wreck-It Ralph. He had a very funny scene in that. And of course, you know, Mortal Kombat gets criticized a lot for palette swaps, but again, Street Fighter 2 did it first with Ken, which actually, you know, it makes sense because you take your most well-rounded character and then you just make a copy of them and make them, you know, American, and there you go, you're set for both markets. So, I mean, I get why they did that. Genius at the time. As far as what they've done with Ken's, you know, story. Well, I mean, everybody's story. It needs some work. Of course, I think that's fighting games in general. You don't want to change too much. You don't want to change the core of the character, so they kind of stagnate a little bit. You know, Ryu walking off into the sunset and Scorpion kind of seeking revenge. You know, it's kind of one of those things that just keeps going. I always hated these bonus mini games. I think they need to have something like that now, but I don't know. Like nowadays we could use something like that in between matches, but
Round 1, fight!
I think the upcoming AEW wrestling game is going to have some kind of mini games incorporated. I'm kind of anxious to see what that's going to be. Like, it's either going to be really fun, or it's going to be a, you know, straight dumpster fire, which it could go either way. That was Honda. Edward Honda? Is that what his name was? So Honda is a title, right? It's a sumo title? I don't know. I could look it up if I was so bothered to, but I'm not going to. Is that a perfect? Did we just get a perfect on him? Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, I used to rent the Street Fighter games, you know, back in the day. It seemed like there would always be a new release every couple months.
Round 1, fight!
Turbo was never released for the Super, was it? I don't believe so. I remember always wanting to play that one back in the day, but it was always on a console that I didn't have at the time. I know there was one released for Saturn, and I think there was one eventually released for the PlayStation, or maybe the PlayStation 2. I've got some kind of like multi-collection thing going on for the PS2. I think it collects. I think it's the anniversary collection or something, and they made it to where you can play as any version of the character. So you could face, like, you could do like World Warrior Ryu against Turbo Akuma or something, like, if you wanted to. Which is kind of neat, but in the same time it shows, it kind of shows how the games have not progressed. Like, you couldn't do that with a Mortal Kombat game. You couldn't combine 3 or 4 iterations of Mortal Kombat and make it work, because they've changed over time, you know, so much. I was never too big on Guile. There's actually a character very similar to him on Art of Fighting, and I like him more. It's like John something. Blanca, I think everybody likes Blanca or Blanca. He used to spam his electricity move all the time. He used to drive my brother crazy. And then I showed him how to do it, and that's all he did. He would just sit there and just do his electric spark thing, and you couldn't do anything to him, just throw fireballs. Oh, come on. Okay. I can't, his Shoryuken's not working like I want it to. It's definitely picky about how you do those inputs. I still enjoy Street Fighter 2. I think if someone were to ask me to play it, I'd want to play like Turbo. Actually, that HD remake, man, it is so nice looking. Okay, we just destroyed him. But if somebody was to be like, hey, let's play Street Fighter, whatever, I would want to play one of the Street Fighter 4 series. I never got a chance to play 5. I heard it was hot garbage, and I know they're coming out with Street Fighter 6 next, and I know they make them console exclusives, which is just dumb. You know, it's like, oh, you need to get a PlayStation. No. I just won't play it. Oops, took some time out there. Come on. Come on. I don't think we're gonna get this one. Come on. Oh well.
Round 1, fight! Hadouken! Hadouken!
And of course, they released about 3 or 4 versions of Street Fighter 4. And yeah, one day I think I had the first 2 or 3. And yeah, I took them to GameStop. They had the Super Duper Ultra Mega Street Fighter 4, and I turned in the original ones just to get that one, and it has like everything, every character, all the DLC, or most of the DLC. I think there was a few released that you had to buy. I'm not about to do that, but yeah, I try not to do DLC if I can help it. I try to wait until the you know, everything's finished and they release the complete edition or whatever. Unless it's Mortal Kombat, then I buy everything. But other fighting games, other collections, I try to wait. No, Dead or Alive. I think Dead or Alive 6, if you bought all of the outfits, like you'd be spending like thousands of dollars. Like I think I like that game, but I don't love it. Oh, we gotta pop up. Okay, go away, AVG. Leave me alone. Oh my God. Go away. Okay. Alright. Got a stupid pop-up, man. It's like, hey, no viruses. Like, man, I don't care right now. I'm trying to fight Scott. Scott. Sagat was a one of the original characters from the Street Fighter 1 Fighting Street, as it's better known. If you've never played that, then keep it that way. It's a terrible game. terrible.
Tiger.
I don't think it was really released for anything. I'd have to look and see what they eventually released it for, but I know back in the day it wasn't even on, you know, Nintendo Super. It was just, it was at the arcades, and then I think some, you know, third-party system. God, beat the heck out of Sagat, didn't I? Is this it? We're at the end.
Round 1, fight.
And I think everybody knows about the naming conventions with Street Fighter 2 and the last 3 bosses. So M. Bison was originally supposed to be Balrog's name, and it was a play on Mike Tyson. But now I guess it's... Does it mean Master Bison, or... I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be now. I don't think it even matters.
Round 2, fight.
In tournaments, they call Bison Dictator. That's a funny word, isn't it? Dictator. 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 Yeah. Alright. That was M. Bison. This has been Street Fighter 2. Oh, golly. As the award ceremony begins, the crowd can be heard whispering. They must not be whispering very... Where's the champion? Where's Ryu? Ryu! Already seeking the next challenge, ceremony means nothing to him. The fight is everything. And now Ryu is fighting waterfalls. The next game should have been called Waterfall Fighter 2 Turbo Enhanced Mega Super Duper Califragilistic Espialidocious. Alright guys, that was Street Fighter 2 The World Warriors for the Super Nintendo. Pablo, you can man up or shut up. Why don't you play some Eternal Champions, or, you know, the first edition of Mortal Kombat Gold, you know. Play some Solitaire. I don't care. Y'all take it easy. Like, comment, subscribe.
Shoryuken!